Hey, what it do, baby boo? In today's video, I am going to show you how to balance ganking and farming. It's something that I've just been getting heaps of questions about and heaps of people messaging me and saying, you know, how the fuck do I balance ganking plus farming, blah blah blah. There are a couple of announcements and a couple of things that I'd like to say at the end of the video, so check it out and let's just get into it.
So this is just my little rift kit that I'm going to use to be able to help you answer this question. Of how to balance ganking plus farming. The first thing I want to do is go through a couple of things. Okay, I want you to ask yourself the question, do you think that high elo junglers ask themselves that question? Do you think that they are doing their jungle clear, they do a gank, and then they ask themselves the question, well, it's time to farm now, I got to balance my ganking plus farming. Do you think they do that? No, that's completely retarded. The first thing you have to recognize is why that's retarded in the first place. The reason why it's retarded in the first place is because you're assuming that junglers only have two things that they're supposed to do, which is gank and farm. And if you think that's true, you are probably a bad jungler. And you're probably in low elo, which is probably why you're asking yourself that question, how to balance ganking plus farming. Because once you start being aware of all these information blind spots that you're currently unaware of, you start to realize that there's more things that a jungler is supposed to do. There's more tactics and specifics that a jungler is supposed to use in his jungler's tool belt, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. For example, there's not only balancing ganking plus farming, but you also have to balance warding. You also have to balance pinging in regards to pinging. Fucking bang. You also have to balance like pinging your teammates. You also have to balance counter jungling. There's so much more things that you're supposed to do as a jungler, and you're probably unaware of that. If you are unaware of all the extra stuff, go to my Challenges Jungle Guide. I'll put a link in the description. But, so like I said, if you're asking yourself this question, you're asking that question because you're running from a wrong paradigm. You're running from a wrong level of thinking. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to replace the paradigm of just ganking and farming, and then replace it with another paradigm, which is called being prepared for fights, or being at the right place at the right time. Okay, when you operate from this paradigm, it's hard to teach. All the stuff that I'm saying right now is hard to teach because being prepared for fights or being at the right place at the right time, it's not as specific. It's not like gank top or gank mid or gank bot, or it's not like farm camps, farm raptors or krugs or whatever. It's not that. It's a principle which then everything else like ganking, farming, counter jungling, all that stuff operates from. Okay, so there's like the can I see myself? Hold up. There's like an underlying, there's an overarching, principle, like an umbrella, which is being prepared, and then everything else being prepared for fights, and then everything else stems from that. Okay, so for example, let's say you do your normal clear. Let's try and operate from a low elo's jungler's perspective. Boom, 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 and they're at the top side. We know that this one started bot side. Maybe he went boom, 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 and he's top side. So both of you guys are in the same side of the map. Okay, a low elo, a crappy jungler would ask himself, where are the ganks? Okay, because that's what they think is number one priority, is just ganking. So what they'll do is, if the laners are pushed up, okay, I'm the orange one, by the way, or red team, whatever you want to call it, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. There's no ganks, and they're just gonna fucking run around like a chicken with his head cut off and all that stuff. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? And then they'll go back to farm or something like that. They'll come over here and they'll just do wolves or something, you know, or maybe it's down, or they'll do raptors or krugs. And then this one will gank because he sees an opportunity that both of these lanes are dead. Sorry, that both of these lanes are pushed up, and maybe he's been watching and they haven't watered this yet, so he goes and ganks top while you're farming. Okay. If you're operating from this paradigm of just ganking and plus farming, obviously what I said makes sense, in the sense of that there's only two things to worry about. But if you're a really good jungler, you would be like this. You would go like this. What you do is you go like this. This one's pushed up. This one's pushed up. You go like this. Okay. You think about it from the enemy jungler's perspective, and you'd be like this. Okay, my two lanes are pushed up. That means that from the enemy jungler's perspective, here's an opportunity to gank two lanes. Through the process of elimination, what we can do is we can use wards. We can tell this dude to ping here, or ward here, or ward here, or you can ward here, and then tell this one to ward here. And then all of a sudden, the map is covered. You're in the right place at the right time. You're preparing for fights. You're stopping the enemy jungle's potential to gank, even though they're pushed up. And then if you want to go a step further, you can go like this. Maybe this lane is over here, this lane's over here. Maybe this is a LeBlanc and she can just W out, so you maybe place one ward here, and then that covers that aspect. So if this jungler tried to come, you just ping him back, and then LeBlanc W's back over here, blah, blah, blah. So you ward that. And then maybe this one is, let's say for some reason it's a top Twisted Fate. Okay, I'm only using Twisted Fate. I know that's a retarded pick, but someone with low mobility and they don't have any escape skills, any stuff like that. If that's the case, and you're really good, he'd be like this. Okay, tell mid to ward this. Okay, so because we know the enemy jungle is on the top side of the map, because it was clear, would have been boom, boom, boom. That's predictions. 80% of the time, that's what happens. LeBlanc's got an escape skill, so we can tell him to ward here, and then I can come top over here for a counter gank opportunity. Or I can tell this dude to ward here, or I can take Scuttler. Even better, I can tell this dude to ward here, take Scuttler. There's a ward here. That means that these two sides of the map can play as aggressive as they want, and they won't. They might get ganked, but you have vision, and then you can just ping your laners when to play safe and all of that jazz. And then you can continue farming. And then while you're continuing farming, and this jungle is wasting time trying to gank, go boom, 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 but then he keeps getting spotted by wards, you're gradually getting a farm advantage, and then you're going to have a level advantage over him, and then you do another gank or a counter gank, and then you all of a sudden create a snowball through that lead. So rather than snowballing through ganks, you snowball through farming and stuff like that. Everything that I just explained for the past, what's the time? 6 minutes, has very little to do with ganking. It's got more to do with being prepared for fights, predicting where the fights are, and being prepared for them, and warding just in case, and then staying in this position for a couple of seconds just in case, waiting over here just in case this one comes up or whatever like that. And that's how you're supposed to be operating. Operating from this paradigm is retarded. Okay, you have to do it initially because it's like the two, main things that junglers learn when they start jungling. But then you have to go past that level and go to this one, being prepared for fights. I'm going to do one more example, and then we'll end the video here. Let's say it's, I don't know, 6 minutes in, you almost hit level 6 in your bot side of the map. To get this, let's say the state of the lane is that this guy's pushed up. I'm just pulling these scenarios out of my asshole, by the way. This one's pushed up, and this one is even. Once again, a low elo jungler operating from this paradigm would be like, okay, where's the ganks? There's no gank here. There's a potential gank here because he pushed up, and there's no gank here. So he might go on the top side of the map to get a gank, maybe off this one, but most probably off this one, considering the fact that this one's pushed further up than these guys. These guys are under turret, so you can't gank them because they're under turret, which is retarded in the first place because there might be a potential dive opportunity. And this one's even, so you're just going to opt to go for the mid gank. Once again, operating from the ganking and farming paradigm, that means that you're completely missing out on the opportunities to counter jungle. Maybe this one, counter jungle or counter gank. Maybe this one goes top and tries to do a gank, and luckily you got Scuttler, there's a ward here. So when he's top, if you're still operating from this paradigm, you're going to completely miss out on the opportunity to go into his jungle. Ward here, take this one, or get dragon. You're going to completely miss out on those opportunities because you're so focused on farming and ganking. And I'm assuming, if you're low elo, you don't even think about going to the enemy jungle, so you're just farming your own camps. Same thing with this. If you're operating from this paradigm and you're a low elo player, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, well, I can't gank bot. Well, what if you're Elise and you have Alistar, and Alistar can tank the turret with his level 6 ulti or whatever, and then you go and dive bot? If you're operating from this paradigm, that freaking opportunity didn't even exist. But then when you get ready for this, when you go the next step and going to the paradigm of being at the right place at the right place at the right time. Hold on. Sorry, bro. I just had freaking toast and a protein shake. I was so gangster. At the right place at the right time. Then you can dive bot or potentially gank mid or whatever. Or let's go a step further. Let's say that this dude is up here. Jungler is over here. Sorry. We don't know where the jungle is, but okay, we're going to pretend like we don't know, but we kind of do know, and this guy is all the way pushed up too. From this perspective, you would be thinking, yes, I can gank these two because they're all pushed up, but I can't gank these ones because they're diving. But when you're operating from this paradigm, okay, from this level of thinking, there might be a potential counter gank opportunity here. Let's say your lanes are pushed all the way up here, and there's no wards here. You can go bot for the counter gank, because from the enemy jungler's perspective, he can't gank this one either. He can't gank this or this unless it's a dive, which you have to assess in that place. So he's going to be thinking, okay, bot lane's pushed up heavily. I'm going to go for a gank. Look how far they pushed up. I have Leona to work with and Ashe, Arrow, or some shiz, I don't know. And you go bot, and then if you're operating from this paradigm, you wouldn't be here in the first place. You'd be farming or looking for a gank up here, but you completely missed the opportunity to counter gank bot. Okay, I know all of that was a mumble. I know it was all hard to interpret and hard to... I'm not sure. It's just... It can be hard if you're operating from this, okay, if you think that that's the only two things you do. But that's retarded, okay? There's so much more that you need to know about, like counter jungling, counter farming, sorry, counter jungling, counter ganking, blah, 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 warding, pinging your lanes, and stuff like that. For example, if these guys are pushed all the way up here, there's one there, and then these guys are pushed all the way up here. And then you have, see, this is it. And then you have wards all through this side of the jungle, but these camps are up, and then you haven't seen the enemy jungle here in a while. You can deduce that he's on this side of the map. Since he's on this side of the map, you can tell this one to play relatively safe, okay, because you have wards on here. If he was on the top side of the map, he would have walked through his own jungle, but you wouldn't have seen him. And since he didn't, that means he's on this side of the map. Since he's on this side of the map, that means there's only two ganking opportunities, mid and bot. Since mid is all the way pushed on the turret, if he's not susceptible to a dive, okay, if he's not low health or something, then the only place that's left for the enemy jungle to gank is bottom. And then what you do in that case is you ping this one to play safe just in case, because that's just to be sure, or get into the habit of doing it. And then you go bot for a counter gank. I hope that made sense. I'm going to finish this here. I hope that made sense. Okay, get out of that stupid paradigm that ganking and farming is the only two things to do, okay? When the lane's pushed up and there's no gank potential, look for a counter gank. Or think to yourself, what's the enemy jungle thinking? Or think to yourself, what side of the map is he on? Where can I ward to catch him out? Where can I ward so that he's not allowed to gank my laners and stuff like that?
Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that dumb stuff, all that typical YouTube shiz. The announcements are this. I know I've said it frickin' a billion times, but follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. The one I want to grow the most, if we're being completely honest, is Snapchat. I reached... It was like 150 followers or something. Like 150 people are regularly viewing my Snapchat story. I post a bunch of stuff, me at parties, or me just being a dick with my brother, or me just eating food, or my training stuff. Just heaps of... And this beautiful view. Honestly, can I show you... Hold on, I'm going to show you this right now. Look at this. What the frick? I love, like, outdoorsy shit, and, like, being outside and just... all that stuff. So follow me on Snapchat and Instagram if you want. The last thing I'm going to say is this. What type of content do you want me to post? I understand that heaps of people like my talking shit ones, but then I also understand that the concepts that I talk about are repetitive. And I'm not saying being repetitive is a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. Put in the comments below about what type of content you want to see. Just like the one that you want the most or whatever. And yeah, have a good day. I love you. Stay beautiful. Shana Ducks.